Hey, YouTube family, how you doing? This is Rhonda with Rhonda Loves Life. Thanks for joining me. All right, guys, I can't believe this. I did a triple header as far as posting 3 videos late last night, and it seems like there is just hot news hitting these social media streets. Did you hear that Ben Affleck spent Father's Day with Jennifer Garner, not J-Lo? What does that mean, and how does J-Lo feel? It is posted on TMZ, page 6. People, it's all over the media. What does this say about J-Lo and Ben Affleck's relationship? What does this mean when it comes to Ben Affleck's sobriety? What does this mean about Jennifer Garner and Ben Affleck's relationship? Let's get into it. All right, J-Lo posted on her social media and subsequently removed it from what I understand from the comments that I read. I read all you guys' comments and I try to reply to most, but I am reading it and tagging it if I like it. So J-Lo posted on Instagram, Happy Father's Day, our hero, right? Yet her husband spent Father's Day with his ex-wife, Jennifer Garner, not J-Lo. It appears to me, and I told you guys, I think from just looking, I'm not just a fly on the wall, but I mean, I've lived long enough and experienced enough and had my stumbles in life and come away with the little bits of wisdom. Just looking at the body language and these two, Jennifer Garner and Ben Affleck, at the very least, these two have great affection for each other. Jennifer Garner was the one that took him to rehab. Remember the image that we saw? It was all over social media in 2018 when she had passed him that bag of McDonald's and he was out of it. I'm thinking that maybe Jennifer Garner is a calming presence in Ben Affleck's life. I don't think J-Lo is. I think J-Lo is just his 4th child. He's got 3 children with Jennifer Garner, and I think dealing with J-Lo is like having a 4th child, because this is a love addict who's high maintenance and who's just, how can Ben ever how can he ever commit to sobriety when he has to raise an adult child who's a love addict? Just saying, I'm being honest, I shoot straight, pow. I do. And this is not piling on J-Lo at all. This is a wake-up call. And in life, and we all stumble. I know I've stumbled many times in my lifetime. But Ben Affleck reminds me, guys, and I'm going to share a little personal experience of mine. Many years ago, this was after my divorce, I dated a nice gentleman. He's really nice, and we're friends today. But we were dating, and I could tell that he was really not into the relationship as much as I was. You heard that he's just not into you, especially if he's really into someone else. Well, that relationship I ended because it was like, no, I had done the work. I did a lot of therapy because I come from a very dysfunctional, my mother died young, and I had a terribly alcoholic father who was a madman. So let's just say that I had a lot of therapy, and then I had gone through a painful divorce with my children's father. But I've come out on the other end well rooted, and learning how to really navigate in and out of relationships where I put myself first. J-Lo did none of the work. She's never been alone, I don't think, since she lost her virginity at 12. I really don't. So Ben Affleck, he seems to be that like J-Lo in that relationship. He's not as into her as she's into him. We know that at the very least, he has to put sobriety first. That's number 1. Because alcoholism is a deadly disease. Addiction is deadly. There are only 3 ways out: in a mental hospital, in jail, or dead. So his only option is to recover, to work on his recovery. He's got children to think about. And I think that's why Jennifer Garner is there. Are they smashing every so often? I believe they are. That's my opinion. But more importantly than anything, I think they're friends. He's the father of her children, and I think that she is there as a calming, stabilizing force in his life. Now, J-Lo, he's not that into you. You posting all of these videos. Now let's talk about it again, J-Lo. Shoot straight, pow, pow. He dumped you 3 days before your wedding 20 years ago. He dumped you. Then you decide to come back and have him marry you, and then you're living it out again. You're not a priority to this guy. Now, does that mean that he doesn't love you? I'm sure he cares a great deal for you. He married you. He seems like a really decent guy. I don't get the opinion that he's out here trying to hurt people. You know, life is complicated and it's messy, but you really do have to stay mindful and do that self work in order to protect yourself in this world. When you get into relationships with people, another person, you have to be able to know how to navigate in and out of these relationships so that you cause as little harm as possible, and you don't allow others to hurt you as much. So J-Lo, why is she still allowing this guy to do this to her? J-Lo, you know, I don't understand, but that's because you're a love addict. I would suggest, J-Lo, you get off social media, girlfriend. You and Meghan Markle should do the same thing. Go dark. We don't need to hear from you. We don't need to see any of those. We don't need those phony paparazzi, People Magazine, and you calling the paps to take a picture of you going in and out of Ben's house when he's clearly just saying he wants out. He's got to focus on his sobriety first. Then he's got his children. And he's an Oscar-winning director. He is a talented actor. So, and J-Lo, you got to pick up your pieces and move on and work on that love addiction, girlfriend. It's bad because you're middle-aged now. Are you looking for another man to marry and you're in your mid-50s? It's no problem when you're in your 20s and 30s. When you get up in middle age and you in my age group and you're doing that, still doing that stuff, it's not hot. You look like you are in bad shape. So J-Lo, get out of the gym. You are gorgeous. We know you're gorgeous, girl. We know that you're gorgeous, but we also know that you're a love addict. And if you want to stay mindful and protect yourself and start to protect your inner peace and value yourself, you got to work on yourself. And the first thing you got to do is, like Lenny Kravitz, go celibate. Stop sleeping with these guys. Stop using these men as an extension to help feed your ego and your spirit. They're going to resent it each time you put pressure on them. And you know what? When you're in your 20s and 30s, you can get away with that because of age and immaturity. Now you in your mid-50s and you've done none of the work. Like I said, it looks really bad. So let's hope Jennifer Garner and Ben Affleck, I think it's nice that he's got a friend. She's the mother of his children. So she has a vested interest. But she could have just said F you and moved on. But they must have a friendship that's a deep friendship and affection for each other. So the fact that she's there with him to help him, she's a stabilizing force in his life. And I think that's a great thing. So hope you guys get something from this video. This is really shocking and interesting news. I think J-Lo is probably crying, probably having crying spells and crying fits. It's really sad, but J-Lo, you can't avoid it. The only way around it is through it. You got to start working on why you a love addict. As gorgeous as you are, the outer appearance doesn't mean anything. It's how you feel on the inside. And now you've revealed that you've got a lot of problems. And it's not Ben Affleck's fault. It's not Jennifer Garner's fault. And you cannot use your kids as a tool to get back with Ben. That's not going to work because you had men running in and out of your house since the kids were born, since you divorced Mark Anthony. So it's not going to work anymore. Plus you're middle-aged. Stop it. So I'm looking forward to J-Lo going dark. We need to not hear from you, J-Lo, for a while. Give yourself a break, girlfriend. Go into solitude, get therapy. Really, just work on yourself. believe it or not, you're going to come out on the better end, on the other end rather, happier and more you're at peace and you're content. All right, guys, I hope you get something from this video. I thank you for watching, and I will chat with you soon. Love you. Ciao. Mwah.